Since I've been on this earth, at least for this lifetime, I've been told many times to let go. Among the things human beings experience is this very painful act that is letting someone, something, or even someplace go away from you. That's something we learn as kids first, leaning on our parents and then being left all by yourself at school, that place you never saw before, and now you have to stay here all day. That's the first act of letting go. You have to unclench that intense grip you had on your parents, your family, your home. Now you have somewhere else to be, and that's scary, terrifying even at times. I remember my first day of elementary school. I cried so much observing my mother leave, and then I felt all alone in front of these kids I've never met before. It was an extreme feeling of anxiety and abandonment at the same time. That day is still a very negative memory for me, and the days after this one too. I hated school, no. I disliked others' presence. Communication was always tricky for me, and it appeared to be even more than that. But that's a topic for another video of mine. Some people handle change in a very, very healthy way. They accept, they enjoy themselves, they move on. There is beauty in changes, of course. The caterpillar morphing to a pretty butterfly or even a moth. The tree is changing from green to orange and then green again after a few months of nothingness. Change can be pretty, poetic, artistic. Even when it hurts, life is made of changes, phases, loops, and back and forth. And we should be okay with it. But it was never really something I personally enjoyed. I mean, yeah, okay, I can see the beauty. I can see that change is sometimes for the best. But I have such a hard time leaving things behind for some reason. I think I'm a very, very nostalgic person. I don't really talk about it or the past with great words or illusions. That's why I never realized how my own memory can affect me that much, but it does. I grew up in a very particular configuration. I'm from a big family. Our life was on the move, always. For some reasons, they couldn't settle for more than a couple years in the same house. So we moved from the center of our country to the south. When you're a child trying to build up confidence and trust towards people, leaving behind friends and schools and places you got attached to was always a heartache. I started to feel sad about friends from the past and at the beginning of every relationship, because I had a really hard time making friends, and even more being that much unsettled. Change was always a part of my life. It is part of everyone's lives, but I feel like growing up this way made things even more difficult to handle. I've always been told to let things go. Let that best friend go. You won't see her again, ever. We're not coming back here. Let that teacher go, even if they were the kindest to you and even if they believed in you when no one else did. Leave these kids you traded Pokemon cards with. They won't think of you again anyways. Just let things go. I was unable to do that, and I feel like I still am. Maybe the way I grew up isn't the one and only reason I am this way. I think I'm also very stubborn about things. I can't let go because I would rather be hopeful and disappointed 100 times than giving up on something. Because giving up feels like abandonment and nobody wants to feel this way, right? At least I don't want to. I never did. I really think me being that stubborn is also me being maybe too hopeful about things. I believe in people too much. I rely on things too much. But I'm always coming back to these memories, to these people, to so many versions of the past me that wanted things to work out so bad. I've been so scared of letting go that at some point I made myself go through a lot of horrendous situations and it destroyed me. Because again, I'd rather be hurt than make someone hurt by letting go of them. But there are some situations you don't have a choice. You can beg all you want, change will happen anyways. Grief might be the most scary and painful feeling ever. Because it'll last as long as you live. Grief is the love you never got the time to tell them, and it will never go away. And letting go of someone you really care for they no longer exist in front of your eyes, is always a harsh, deep pain. Especially when this someone was part of your family, the one you chose, the one that chose you. And I begged. I tried to make things different. I tried to do it better, and I think I can forgive myself because I never made the choice of letting go in these situations. And I will never. I accept the pain, and I think it's fair to myself this time. And I think it's the right thing to do. Because this pain means I love them the right way, and I will forever. I won't let go when it's about grief, because they never hurt me wanting to. And I'm still mourning things, I'm still grieving, and that's okay to do so. It's okay to be hurt. It's okay to be in pain. But there are other things I need to let go of. And that's a choice. American author David Foster Wallace wrote once, "Everything I've ever let go of has claw marks on it." And I always felt like that's what I did. But at the end of the day, my claws bruised me more than others in the process. And now I'm letting go of things. I'm tired of hurting myself.
It's going to be all right. You'll see. Everything in the forest has its season. Where one thing falls, another grows. Maybe not what was there before, but something new and wonderful all the same. I'm always with you. Even when you can't see me, I'm here.